Hello and welcome to the video. In this video we're going to be talking about releasing the tension from the movement, or the tension from the mainspring, or releasing the power in the watch. The watch is full of tension, that's what makes it run, and we don't want that in the watch if we're going to take it apart. So what we've got to do is let the watch down. So we need to release this little spring here. It's called the click. That's all it is. This little tiny piece here. It's called the click, or the click spring. And we have to move it out of the way, and then the spring will unwind. But if we just move it out of the way, the spring's going to unwind really quickly and could damage the movement, or damage the teeth on the wheels. So what we've got to do is move the click spring out of the way, which you can see the click spring moves when you put mine. This is nearly fully wound, this watch. I should have got one that's not so wound. You can just see it moving there. So we have to get all of the crown, turn it, man that's tight, so that the click spring's out of the way, and then we have to use something to keep the click spring out of the way, and then we have to keep, at the same time, keeping all of the crown, and then slowly let the crown down. And you only want to let the crown down by half a wind. If you try and let it, you can grip the crown, you can only grip it for a little while. If you go too far, it's just going to slip out your fingers. It's an essential part of watchmaking, and it's an essential thing to do before you take the watch apart, or start taking the watch apart. If you've been doing it all the time, you can hold it in one hand, turn it, and sort of hold it with your thumb, or if you've done it lots of times, you've had lots of practice. If you've not done it before, and the watch is fully wound, and it's dirty and stopped, and it stopped working, and someone's fully wound it, there's a lot of tension in the watch, and it's not easy to do. Even if you've got a movement holder to put the watch in, when you put the case in the movement holder, you can't get your fingers in the side there because of the movement holder, and you can't turn it either because the holder's in the way. So that's why you'll see people do it in their hands. There is another video on the internet where someone did it in their hands. So you need to hold it with one hand, move the click spring out of the way, move with the crown, then move it out of the way with something else, and then let it unwind. So you need to hold it with one hand, turn it with another hand, and keep that out of the way with another hand. So what we're going to do today, because I'm assuming you're like me, you're at home and you haven't got loads of tools, we're going to get some blue tack, because the blue tack is going to hold it in place. It's inexpensive, and like I say, you might have a movement holder, or I'm assuming you haven't got a movement holder. So if you get the blue tack, this is a brand new piece of blue tack, still only cost £1. Assuming we're going to take it apart to clean the case anyway. So what we do is stick the blue tack, the watch to the blue tack, and the blue tack is stuck to the paper. So that holds the watch in place, so that you can take the tension off the click spring, hold it out of place, and let the crown down. But again, you can't get your hand in to the crown and let it go, because it's too close to the table, the surface. So again, what we're going to do is, I'm going to take the watch off, I'm going to get the blue tack, and we're going to make it so the watch is at an angle like this. I'm just going to press it into the blue tack, and this way we can get all of the crown, and it's pointing up in the air, so you can get it to focus there. So that it's at an angle, it's at a 45-degree angle. It's held to the piece of paper, to its work surface. It's held to the watch. The watch isn't moving, it's really solid. You'll have to trust me on this. It's just flicking up because the paper's moving. So we can move the crown like that. That's really tight. It's hard to hold the watch and move the crown at the same time. So the blue tack's holding this crown. going to move the crown like this, and then we're going to move the click spring out of the way. So then I can just turn the crown backwards, but that's as far as I can go, half a turn. And then I'm going to let the click go back in and get hold of the case again, get hold of the, sorry, not case, get hold of the mainspring wheel again. Just do it a little bit more like that so you can see it. You're just going to push the blue tack out of the way, because even the blue tack's in the way. So then we're just going to, you could use a screwdriver, but you're going to slip and damage the case. You could use a pin, that's just a pin in a pin vise. That's good for getting in there and holding it out of the way, but you're going to damage it. But again, I'm assuming you're at home and you've not got many tools, so if you've got a bit of blue tack and a cocktail stick, you can let the watch down. The only thing with a cocktail stick is, if it's not a very good cocktail stick or the end is too fine, you can pull a click spring out of the way, and if a bit breaks off, a little splinter breaks off, it'll get underneath it and mess it up for you. So the best thing to use is a bit of pegwood or boxwood, and shape the end so it's got a flat end on it, so it's not going to go underneath the click spring. Not a very good angle, that. That's a bit better, like that. So I'm just going to do it again with the cocktail stick. So all this is a cocktail stick and a bit of blue tack, and I'm letting it down. And again, I've done this quite a few times before. I'm squeezing the crown really hard. I'm barely letting it slip through my fingers. If you let go of the crown, it goes and it undoes. The spring goes really quickly, and it can damage the teeth. So don't do it on your favourite watch. I'm just holding it out of the way and letting it down. And then when you get so far, you can sort of let it slide through your fingers. There's the tension's coming out of the watch now, and now it stopped running. And there you go. So I hope that's helped someone. Stick your watch to a bit of blue tack, won't do it any harm. Make sure the blue tack isn't in the way of your fingers so you can get hold of the crown. Get your cocktail stick. A blue tack costs £1. Cocktail sticks, don't know how much they cost, 50p or something. And you can let your watch down. And that's it. So you put some tension back in it. And if it's good, it'll start for me. There you go. I hope that's helped someone, and I hope it made some sense. All the best. Don't forget to take the tension out of your watch before you take it apart. All the best. Bye bye.